straight away on that front foot. Oh, what a shot!
What do you get when you mix Slavic stoicism with Nigerian explosive power? You get Moses Itauma, the knockout machine of the new boxing generation.
This year.
At just 19 years old, he captured his first heavyweight championship belt, breaking Mike Tyson's record. On his way to the title, he knocked out numerous top contenders, including Ukrainian fighters. With an almost 100% knockout ratio, could this Slavic African phenom be the one to finally defeat Alexander Usyk? To find out, let's go back to the very beginning. Moses Itauma was born in December 2004 in the small Slovak town of Kežmarok. His mother is Slovak and his father is Nigerian. In Slovakia, the family faced intense racial discrimination. They soon decided to leave. Their destination was the UK, where they settled in Chatham, Kent, searching for a better life and more equality. From an early age, Moses was raised under strict discipline. His mother ran the house like a military officer. Everything by schedule, spotless order, no laziness. His father was tough, demanding, and stern. This upbringing forged Moses into a fighter long before he ever put on gloves. But childhood wasn't easy. Money often ran out. There were times when the family had no food. His brothers would joke, "Dinner tonight is sleep." Those moments of hunger and despair stuck with him. According to Moses, they became his true motivation, to never lose, to never go back to that life. At around 15 or 16 years old, Moses suddenly lost a lot of weight, not due to training or dieting, simply because there wasn't enough food. His coach, Dan Wallage, and promoter Frank Warren noticed this and began supporting him both financially and emotionally. Thanks to them, he was able to keep going. His mother was originally against boxing. She hoped her son would pick something safer, football maybe. But once she saw his drive and success, she changed her mind and began to believe in his path. His father, however, stayed reserved. After one of Moses's early fights that ended in a decision win, he simply said, "Should have finished it earlier." Moses remembered those words. Ever since then, he began ending fights in the first round as if each match was a personal challenge. Moses speaks respectfully about his roots. He believes his Nigerian heritage gave him power, while his Slovak background gave him resilience and patience. He laughs. "They used to call me a Thanos project." A nod to the Marvel villain, equally massive and relentless. Once Moses committed to boxing, results followed immediately. He was built to break skulls with his fists. In May 2017, Itauma became the English junior champion by defeating Latif Khan in the final. In May 2018, at just 14 years old, he won the European Junior Championship in the under 80 kilograms division. In the semi-final, he stopped Ukrainian Oleksandr Ilchenko early. That wasn't the only Ukrainian he faced, but we'll get to that. In the final, Moses defeated a Russian, though by decision. Too bad the Russian didn't go down. In May 2019, he claimed the English national junior championship title in the over 80 kg category. Later that summer, he won the European Junior Championship in the same weight class. Then came COVID. From spring 2020, the UK went into lockdown, and competitions had to be put on hold. In February 2022, Moses won the English National Youth Championship in the over 92 kilograms category. In April 2022, he became the European Youth Champion under 18 in the same division. Unfortunately for Ukraine, in the semi-final, he stopped Oleksandr Zelensky, no relation, and in the final, he stopped Bulgarian Kirill Borisov early as well. In November 2022, Moses once again beat Oleksandr Zelensky, this time in the Youth World Championship under 19, becoming the world champion. That marked the end of Moses's amateur career. Now on to his professional career, and let me warn you, it's going to get explosive. But first, in January 2023, he signed a contract with Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions. His pro debut took place on January 28, 2023, in London, in the heavyweight division. His first opponent was Czech boxer Marcel Bode. The fight started aggressively. Within seconds, Moses broke through the guard with a powerful headshot. Bode fell into the ropes and slid down them.
Fought only on the junior circuit as an amateur, and there you see a two-punch, have a seat shot.
Itauma followed up with a devastating left hook. The Czech flew like a rag doll. He barely got up, and when he did, the referee waved off the fight. A dominant and confident debut. His second fight was on March 25, 2023, this time against Argentine fighter Ramon Alberto Ibarra in Telford, UK. Moses immediately took control of the center, throwing heavy jabs and hooks. One jab nearly knocked Ramon's head off. The impact sent him flying like a stuntman in an action movie.
Away on that front foot. Oh, what a shot! There he goes.
He crashed to the canvas and didn't get back up. He just sat there, trying to process what had happened. Another emphatic victory for Moses. Next came a bout against Ukrainian Konstantin Dobishchenko, which, to some relief, wasn't an easy one for Moses. Moses opened with jabs and hooks, putting full power into every shot. He peppered Dobishchenko with clean, technical punches. One rocked Konstantin, but nothing too damaging yet.
And said, look, let's be honest here, they want rounds, they want experience, they want challenges in there. That might be the case tonight.
The pressure continued as Moses landed shots to both the head and body.
Body shot there from Itauma, that right up to the body. But this fella, Dobishchenko, yeah, he's tough indeed.
Well, he's game, isn't he? The body shots have to be leaving a mark, though.
A hard shot to the head clearly hurt Dobishchenko, but he signaled he was okay. Seconds later, another powerful hit landed. By this point, Moses was toying with him, visibly dominating.
Dobishchenko getting a little bit more ambitious, gets caught again with a big shot there.
Yeah, just made him screw up his legs when that left hand found the target, but he takes these shots well, doesn't he? You can see why he's never been stopped. He's game in there and he's got a granite chin.
A triple combination to the head followed. The Ukrainian stood firm. Impressive resilience. Konstantin landed a nice combo of his own, but it had little effect. Moses responded with stiff jabs to the head. The final round saw more crushing blows from Moses, but Dobishchenko refused to fall. Moses ended the round showboating, brimming with confidence. The result, a unanimous decision victory, 69-54. On July 29, 2023, Moses faced another Argentine opponent, Kevin Nicholas Espindola. The fight took place in Telford, UK. Once again, Moses launched his signature hammer-like jabs. The entire first round followed that tempo.
From the bombs that are going to be raining down on him very soon.
Good feints there from Itauma just before he landed the shots. Yeah, he had a bit of an issue in his last fight that went the distance.
The Brit continued to control the fight, mixing jabs and hooks. The Argentine, meanwhile, was mostly swinging at air. Moses landed plenty of punches, but just like Konstantin before him, Kevin proved to be a tough nut and stayed on his feet. The fighters also exchanged gestures and emotions during the round. Itauma started the third round with high intensity, delivering a series of sharp, clean punches. He clearly wanted to finish the fight early, but the Argentine had other plans. He barely responded, focusing entirely on defense and staying upright. Toward the end of the round, there was even a small exchange, but it led to nothing. Moses took on the role of a predator, delivering precise and calculated punches. The Brit cornered the Argentine against the ropes and began chopping him down. To everyone's surprise, Kevin was still standing.
End of round 5 here. Again, there's certainly been more urgency.
Again, against the ropes, another brutal assault from Moses. He desperately wanted Kevin to fall, but clearly Kevin had no such intention. If the round had lasted just a little longer, Itauma would likely have reached his goal. The Argentine was hanging on by his last breath. The bell saved him. Moses won for the fourth time, again by points, with a score of 60-54. Moses' fifth opponent was Belgian-Moroccan Amin Bousseda. The fight took place in London. Spoiler, Moses returned to beautiful knockouts. Things were about to get more exciting. Itauma immediately started targeting the Belgian's head. Bousseda, in turn, was extremely cautious, looking visibly afraid of Moses, and for good reason. A sudden powerful uppercut, and Amin was already sitting on the canvas taking a quick break.
4-0 as a professional, 5th time we've seen him in the ring this year. Oh, left uppercut. Brilliant shot through the guard, onto the chin.
He got up quickly. After the restart, a jab landed right to his face, followed by a lightning-fast flurry. Busetta was backed against the ropes, and moments later, he simply dropped to his knees, unwilling to continue.
Great punch from Itauma, who's looking for the finish. Still 90 seconds in the round to go, and in goes the towel. Down goes Busetta.
A very easy win for Moses, especially compared to the previous two bouts. Just a month after Busetta, Moses was back in the ring, an incredible work rate. This time, his opponent was Hungarian István Bernath. The fight took place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Moses started fast and mobile, opening with body jabs. He evaded István's punches with ease and retaliated with explosive, powerful combinations. One of his strong right jabs landed clean. Bernath hit the canvas.
The off balance, the hand speed, evident already. Lovely right jab, puts down Bernath.
He signaled to the referee he was okay, taking a moment to breathe. István tried to recover quickly, but walked right into another devastating jab. Moses trapped him against the ropes. What followed were some strange defensive movements from Bernath, short-lived. Itauma exploded, jabs, hooks, even a few uppercuts. The referee couldn't bear to watch the onslaught and stopped the fight. Another spectacular win for Moses. Miko Bolos, a Polish boxer, became Moses' next opponent at the very end of 2023 on December 1st. March 22, 2024. His next opponent was fellow Briton Dan Garber. As expected, the fight took place in London. Just seconds in, Dan ate a hook to the head and was visibly shaken. He clung to Moses and ended up falling in another corner. The referee didn't even count. Itauma toyed with his opponent, visibly pleased with himself. He forced Dan into constant clinches. The initiative was entirely with Moses. Dan tried to respond, but mostly punched air, diving into clinches again when in trouble. Itauma broke through his guard at will. The referee looked into Garber's eyes and stopped the fight, even though Dan was still standing. These fights are stopped because of the cannon force punches Moses delivers, blows that usually come with severe consequences for opponents.
Forward, his lead hand was just a little bit too low, made the mistake, and Itauma just catches him with a suit hand that caught him flush. There's another one in his own corner, clubbing left. And the referee's having a look again, and he caught it off.
On May 18, 2024, we're back in Riyadh. Itauma faced German fighter Ilya Mezentchev. On the line, the vacant WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Ilya tried to rush in with an attack, but immediately ran into a counter jab. He backed into the ropes, and the Brit began unloading. Ilya attempted to clinch, but Moses didn't like that, and shoved him right back into the ropes.
The right and another left, he's trying to hold on, but Itauma not letting him. That looked like a push.
The round began with a warning to Itauma for a low blow. Ilya once again tried to start strong, but walked into a brutal 1-2. He turned into a ragdoll and dramatically collapsed onto the canvas.
Oh, look at that!
Speed! What a shot! 5.
The referee didn't even bother counting, for reasons already explained above. Ilya protested, but you could see it in his eyes. He was completely out of it. Another extremely easy win for Moses. July 27, 2024. Itauma had to defend his newly earned title against Polish veteran Mariusz Whyte. We're back in London again in autumn 2024. Location not specified. First fight for the WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight title. By the end of the first part, Moses Itauma is already in full control. He throws double and triple combinations with ease. The pace is dictated by the Brit. He's making the fight his own. Then Itauma shifts gears. He unloads a wild looping combination to Whyte's head. The Polish veteran backs into the ropes. His corner is screaming, desperate for him to reset, but it's too late. Whyte eats a stiff jab that snaps his head back. Then comes the uppercut, and immediately a right hook. Whyte drops to the canvas, sitting upright.
Yeah, and he isn't in a hurry. I want a step-by-step approach, he said. And that was a little open. Down with the right hand he goes. Big statement from a big punch.
He beats the count, but Itauma closes in with a flurry of punches against the ropes. The referee steps in. Result, technical knockout win. First successful WBO Intercontinental title defense.
and there was nothing coming back. It's another very, very brief viewing of the future of the heavyweight.
December 21st, 2024. Location, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. On the undercard of Usyk versus Fury 2. Second title fight, WBO Intercontinental plus WBA International. Both men start cautiously trading jabs. McKean holds a tight, disciplined guard. Suddenly, Itauma lands a crushing overhand left. McKean drops.
And he works that body, he might be in trouble.
A clean knockdown. He clearly didn't expect that kind of power. He gets back up and tries to respond, but Itauma lands another left hook.
He's trying to get his stance back, but Itauma. That's it.
McKean is on autopilot, stumbling forward. His corner throws in the towel. Result, technical knockout win. Second WBO Intercontinental title defense and new WBA International champion. The next fight was against Mike Balogun, USA date May 24, 2025. Location, Glasgow, Scotland. Queensberry Promotions event. Third WBO Intercontinental fight and first WBA International title defense. Both fighters start aggressive, trading jabs. Balogun tries to push the pace. Suddenly, Itauma lands a sharp left hook to the head. Balogun escapes for a moment, but he's caught again. Midway through the fight, another left hook lands flush. Balogun hits the canvas.
Earlier, and he's going for it. Thunderous left hook, and down goes the American inside the opening minute and a half, and he looks to his...
He gets back up and even moves forward, but it's ineffective. Clinches start. Itauma controls distance with his jab. Balogun's counter attempts go nowhere. The fight continues and Itauma lands another clean left hook. Balogun goes down again.
Lovely fella outside of the ring. And...
Absolutely devastating.
He gets up, tries to push forward, but that's a mistake. Moses times him. Short right, leap in, clean hook, and Balogun crumbles. The referee doesn't even start the count. Result, knockout win.
That's some super...
Another right hand, and there's no way the fight should continue. It is finished in the second round.
Third WBO Intercontinental title defense and first successful WBA International title defense. In summary, 12 fights, 12 wins. Not a single opponent made it to the final bell. Every fight ended early. The opposition is getting tougher, but so is Itauma's dominance. This might be the beginning of something massive, possibly a new era in heavyweight boxing. Now, the real challenge begins. Moses is set to face a seasoned veteran, a man who's only ever lost to champions, Dillian Whyte. The question is, can he get past Whyte and earn his shot at the undisputed champion, Alexander Usyk? Moses passed the biggest test of his career without even breaking a sweat. The fight had no intrigue at all. In the very first round, he brutally knocked out the toughest opponent of his career. Now many want to see him face Alexander Usyk. Do you think he can defeat the Ukrainian, or is it still too early?